Today we have the 2022 Mercedes C-Class, and this has several $1,000s in upgrades. In this review today, we're going to take a detailed look at the exterior, the really nice looking interior, and get it out on the road for a test drive so you can see whether or not this is a luxury car for you. Real quick before we get started, thank you so much for watching. I have several other Mercedes videos, including the A-Class and some SUVs if you want to check those in the description, but let's get into it. Now, taking a look at the exterior, elegance of an athlete is what Mercedes had in mind, and you can sort of see that with some of the design patterns here. But with the trim levels, the trim packages, you'll have the premium, exclusive, and the Pinnacle, and that's what we have right here. Up front, you'll get the chrome star pattern grille on here. The AMG line with night package is an option that we have here to give us some more aggressive and dark accents. You'll get standard LED headlights and daytime running lights, but you can option up to get the available adaptive lighting system. And the paint here is polar white. 18-inch wheels are standard, but we have the 19-inch AMG multi-spoke wheels with summer tires. Dimensionally, it's 187 inches long, so kind of in between a compact and mid-size level of length, and you'll get a sport suspension with the AMG line that we have, plus rounding out the rear, you're going to get LED taillights and kind of some faux exhaust outlets. But what do you think of the exterior design here? It definitely does have that elegant and classy look. Now, the cargo area of this C-Class isn't real big, but you've got some convenience features. A standard feature is the fact that you have this hands-free access. That's standard no matter what. You only get about 12.5 cubic feet back here, but it does accommodate a good amount of stuff regardless. You have a cargo net, you've got some hooks, you've got storage under the floor, and you can power fold the second row down. Now, Mercedes gives us their smart key system standard. It does look and feel very nice. This feels like real metal, but it did get a scuff on here previously. There's no remote start on the key fob. It is only through the app. But the way the smart key system works is you can push this little indent to lock it. You got power folding mirrors, and then you've got a sensor in the back to unlock it. And when you open the door, you've got illuminated door sills and the Mercedes emblem that shines on the ground on the upper trims. Now, the front seats in the C-Class, a synthetic material is going to be standard, but our particular model gives us the AMG red leather and black, and it looks really great. Memory settings are standard. You've got good bolstering on the sides and on the body, and it's just comfortable to be in. As far as I know, there's no massaging on here, but heated seats are standard. Ventilated seats are optional. Those are not standard on any particular package of this Mercedes. You have to option up to get them. My one complaint with these seats, though, is the fact that it does feel crowded. The center console is huge. The legroom does not feel real particularly wide, but that's something you'll have to test out for yourself. I love that the headrest can be moved forward and backwards, so you don't have to worry about it jamming your head forward. Overall, good seats. You also get a leather steering wheel. This is a power adjustable wheel as well, power up and down, and it's heated. Now, climbing into the back seat of the Mercedes, it looks very nice, just like the front. Very good looking back seat. Not the most spacious, but it is certainly passable. Over on the door, you get nice materials up top and right here. The same nice looking that you get with the front seats. This is really cool. And there's a little bit of storage down here. Behind myself, I'm 5'9", that's where I like to sit, and I don't have a lot of space, but I do have enough to be comfortable and put my feet underneath of there. You get air conditioning vents, but no climate control back here, and there's one more storage area under there. There's no USB ports back here. I'm really surprised by that, even on this Pinnacle trim. There's a huge hump in the middle, so middle passengers probably won't be able to sit comfortably. That's probably just with the all-wheel drive. And then fold this down, you've got a soft center armrest. Pop this out. It's like a little slot that your phone can sit in pretty easily. And then you pop it back in and out, and you've got these cup holders that come out. I've totally missed these on Mercedes before, but these are actually decent sized bottle holders there. As you can catch a glimpse over there, there even is ambient lighting for the backseat passengers. And sitting up tall, I can feel my hair touching, so if you're any taller than 5'9", you might not want to sit back here, but anybody under that, you're probably okay. Now, as we hop inside this C-Class, over on the door, you'll find that's where your seat adjustments are, all the ones that you would expect. Lumbar support is on the actual seat itself, but memory settings, heated seats, nice materials all around here. That is one thing about this car, is you've got a lot of nice materials wrapped throughout here. In fact, one optional thing that we have right here is the MB text across the dash and the panels, which isn't real leather, but it's their synthetic material. Nonetheless, that looks really nice, feels nice. And then you've got this, what they call a metal weave pattern on the center console and instrument panel right here. It's better than the cheap piano black plastic. I think it looks nice. Put on the brake, push button starts right over here, and your auto stop start button is right over there as well. The steering wheel does have a flat bottom. It's comfortable to hold on to, leather wrapped and heated, optional. Little perforated or mini kind of perforated textured feeling on the sides. These are like glossy black touch sensitive buttons, which is a little bit interesting, or like a capacitive touch, I guess. It's more responsive than some of the other buttons like this I've seen, but still not my favorite. I prefer some real buttons, but there's a lot that you can do on here. You can control that screen with your steering wheel. You can also control your main screen with your steering wheel. So you don't even ever have to really take your hands off the wheel to do so many different things. You've got little paddle shifters here as well. Your shifter is actually right there. If you're not used to Mercedes, that's common for them. And then this display is standard. It's not quite as detailed as some of the other Mercedes where you can actually change what is on each gauge. But you've got different information that's accessible on here. A big map if you want, driver assistance features on here. It can be a nice large screen if you want it to be, just like this. Right up overhead, we also get the optional head-up display, which shows quite a bit of info as well. That's on the Pinnacle model. You'll also have rain-sensing windshield wipers on the exclusive trim and higher. Now coming over, you're gonna get this almost 12-inch screen. It looks bigger than what it actually is. The screen doesn't take up the whole screen, but it's still nice. I like this placement, and it's really crystal clear too. You've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've got built-in climate controls on here, but it's almost as if they're like real buttons. So it's not hard to reach over and tap to adjust something if you want to make it automatic. Open up your climate menu to adjust some of the more detailed things. Hit the home button to be able to go to a lot of different things. There's so many different settings you can customize, different things that are available on here that you've seen probably on some other Mercedes models, including ambient lighting. If you want to see the ambient lighting, wait just a little bit. Coming down a little bit further, this little piece right here, this is also common for Mercedes. This thing wiggles and moves some. So like if you depress a button, you can feel it move. I'm not sure how long that's gonna last. Maybe it'll last a long time, but drive modes are right here. We'll go through those in the test drive. You've also got a really nice camera on here. So if you go in reverse or push that, you can see different views on the camera. So check it out. We'll check out one side. Look at the detail there. It's not 100% accurate as far as like when you're close to a curb or something. It's got a little bit of a buffer, but it's still a nice camera. On top of the camera, you have actual parking assistance to look and park in parking spaces for you. You don't have a lot of physical radio controls, but you do have a volume slider right over there. You can quickly turn it off as well. You got a biometric sensor right here for your own personal profile. Back from there, you've got more metal weave trim, some good sized cup holders or bottle holders, and I really like these. So you've got these pop out clips to where you can have it be a smaller or larger opening. Storage here, and then there's a wireless charging mat back there, plus a USB-C charging port right there. Back even further, center folding armrest split opens. It's soft and plush and padded. You've got two USB-Cs, so this is what the back seat will have to rely on. Otherwise, this opening is moderately sized. Locking glove box right over here, and of course, it is soft opening. They'll give you an automatic dimming rearview mirror with garage controls. And unlike some Mercedes models, this one actually has a sliding vanity or a sliding visor. Overhead, we got a standard size moonroof, but you can get a panorama roof optional. We just don't have it even at this price point. And this gives us 64 color ambient lighting standard, but this has the optional enhanced ambient lighting, which is the exclusive trim and higher. Before we get out on the road, under the hood, you'll get a direct injected 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo with mild hybrid, putting out an okay 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a 9-speed transmission. You can get it in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and 0 to 60 is a respectable 6 seconds even. Miles per gallon with our 4MATIC all-wheel drive here is 23 city, 33 highway, and 27 combined. All right, y'all, we are finally behind the wheel of this Mercedes-Benz C300. This is my first time driving the C-Class, or at least first chance getting behind the wheel of a C-Class. And first impression is that it feels pretty smooth. That's one thing that I like. There are definitely some things I don't care so much about it. One of them is that this base 4-cylinder is just a 2-liter. It's got decent horsepower and a good amount of torque, but it just feels and sounds so small. Just not adequate for a luxury car or a luxury branded vehicle that's not like an A-class, if you know what I mean. The other thing is the auto stop start is super aggressive. It will shut the car off before you even come to a stop. If you're inching up or something somewhere, boom, car's gonna shut off. It's gonna have to restart. You keep going, then it'll shut off again. Another thing is that if you want any of the driver assist features like the radar cruise control, some of the advanced features that you can get, lane changing system, lane keeping system, you're gonna have to pay extra. It doesn't come standard on any trim level. You're gonna have to pay above and beyond the price that's already pretty high to get those things that are standard on a lot of different vehicles. But aside from that, it's pleasant to drive. It's nice to drive, just as you would expect. It's torquey. So this engine isn't a blast. You know, you can obviously go AMG performance if you want to go for that, but it's perfectly adequate. The 9-speed transmission that comes with this has been responsive as well. There are some intermittent times of some jerkiness, but for the most part, it's been perfectly fine. Handling on here, one thing I like is that the handling is good. So this is a great blend of ride comfort and handling. So overall, it's very nice, handles well. You're gonna like how it's not real heavy, but it's not real light and flimsy either. Even though this has the AMG line, which the AMG line package, night package, which gives us a sport tune suspension, it's not that stiff. It's actually still fairly comfortable. Now we're going to change drive modes, go a little faster here. So you've got a dynamic button right there. You can push S or go to sport mode or sport plus. There's eco, comfort, sport, sport plus, and an individual customizable mode. We're in sport plus, and let's get a little pedal down. And the torque is good, as you can see right there. I mean, it pulls fairly hard, definitely good enough for what most people will do. The steering stiffens up a little bit too, you can definitely feel that. And this does handle well. It's just a good balance. It's probably about how you would expect for a luxury sedan of this price point. That's just partial pedal. Drops down to that 9-speed. You do have paddle shifters on here as well. Let me go ahead and get those. Get these gauges popped up. You can see that. It was a fairly quick downshift. Hold the RPMs. It just upshifted there. I'm gonna downshift. No, decently quick paddle shifters. Nothing performance oriented, but still not bad at all. Now, overall driving impressions, it's good. The one thing I gotta complain about though, well, we have laminated glass on here. This is an option to have this laminated glass on the window there. It is pretty quiet in terms of wind noise and interstates, but it does have a fair amount of road noise that gets in here, especially on a less than ideal road surface. Lots of road noise penetrates the cabin, so it's not as quiet as I was hoping for a Mercedes and for a C-Class, but it's quiet most of the time as long as you're not on a real coarse road or at real high speeds. But overall, I enjoy driving it. The screen takes a little bit of getting used to, so does this display, but you can get things pretty much exactly how you want. It's comfortable and probably everything you would want in a Mercedes C-Class. Now, to wrap things up on this C-Class Mercedes, it's not really over the top in any particular way or super amazing in one specific thing, but it's very well rounded and it's a nice package. It's got a nice interior, it's comfortable to live with and to drive. It's obviously not perfect, and I'm a little disappointed by how expensive it gets when you start to option up several things that might be standard on other different vehicles, but regardless, this is still the Mercedes experience. It's a nice interior, and there's still a lot to like about it. But I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and a thumbs up would be super helpful. Have a great day.